All right. So, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today to the first webinar this year of the cycle Biointernational Insights. This is a series of webinars that aim to introduce the life sciences ecosystem and biotechnology ecosystems of our guest bioregions. And last year, we had the chance to witness the work carried out in the life sciences ecosystems of Morocco, United Kingdom, Japan, and China. Today, we will know more about the life sciences ecosystem of Belgium and specifically of Valonia. This is a very dynamic and a reference region in Europe in which life sciences is the first strategic sector of the region's economy. For this, we are pleased to count with the presence of Mehdi Uzer and Florence van Hulsbeek. Hope I have pronounced it properly. Mehdi Uzer is a senior industry specialist in the life sciences at Valonia Export and Investment Agency, where he is the responsible of the international development of the Walloon region life sciences industry applied to health. Florence van Hulsbeek is an advisor for the economy and trade of the Walloon region for Madrid. She's based in Madrid and the representative of the Wallonie Brussels International. Among her roles, she's the responsible of giving support to Spanish companies wishing to invest in Valonia. So please free to reach out to her and Mehdi Uzer for any specific questions. So with no further delay, I will now leave the floor to Mehdi and to Florence, who will be assisting also during the slot that we will have for any questions. So thank you very much, Mehdi and Florence, for joining us today. And please, floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. And can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to present and to give you today an overview of the life sciences / health ecosystem industry of Wallonia and Belgium. So maybe first to introduce ourselves, Florence and I, just a few words about the agency where we come from, and maybe Florence, I can let you explain our role in Belgium and Wallonia, and your role in Spain in a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehdi. So hello, everybody. My name is Florence. I won't say my family name again because it's very complicated. So Florence is easier. I'm the Trade Commissioner working for AWEX, the Agency for Export and Investment. So in Spain, I'm based in Madrid at the embassy. We have a second office in Barcelona. And my main role is to help Spanish entrepreneurs to, if they want to expand to other countries, European countries, to help them in their mission, to give them some information about Wallonia, Belgium, and also to help Walloon and Belgian companies to export to Spain. So these are the two big missions we have here. We, of course, participate in a lot of fairs, commercial fairs. We organize events, missions, and so on. And I obviously speak Spanish as well. So if you have any question further on, you can address to me in Spanish. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Florence. So I'm going to start the presentation. Hello, everyone. So maybe start with Belgium. So I guess you all know about Belgium. It's where NATO is. It's capital of Europe. It's a small country, a small market. We are 11 million inhabitants, but at the same time, we are close to larger markets such as Germany, France, UK, and Netherlands. Belgium is also noted as one of the innovation leader in Europe. Actually, Eurostat gave us one of the top innovation performance index. And maybe not everyone knows that we are our country is very active in pharma and biotech. Actually, since the pandemic, the world had to learn that there were a lot of activities in biopharma in Belgium, and you can see the quote from Ursula von der Leyen. It's from Belgium that Europe exported a large share of its vaccine to countries all over the world. And we're actually in the top three, European top three for aggregated market capitalization in biopharma. Second leader in clinical trials. We will get back to this in a minute. And biopharma is actually a top export of the country. This is thanks to many factors, but also thanks to the academic network. So we're a small country, but we have many very good universities and very often university hospitals that are linked to those. If we look at pharma and biotech in Belgium, it's really an essential pillar in the Belgian economy. And as you will see, it's still growing. But before going to figures, it's good to remember that the growth actually can happen thanks to people. It's thanks to scientists and entrepreneurs who the last 30 years who actually led the industry and the sector in order to allow it to grow. So if you look at the figures here, you see in terms of number of jobs, we are now at almost 40,000 direct jobs in Belgium. You can see on the graph how it moved during the 10 years before. You can also see the export in terms of billion euros, also a large increase. It represents almost 90% of the total export of Belgium, biopharma. And then if you want to continue to grow, to have products and services to propose around the world, you need to invest in R&D, and you can see also the evolution of the R&D expenses in Belgium. If you do the math, actually every day 14 million euros is invested in R&D in Belgium. It means also a large number of patent applications, and I will come back to the logistics a bit later. If you want to know more about the biopharma in Belgium, you can go to the website Belgium Health and Biotech Valley. It's an initiative from the Prime Minister of Belgium, Mr. Alexander De Croo, in order to work for the country to work on several strategic axes in order to continue and reinforce the strengths of Belgium in the sector. And if you look at the export, it's interesting to see that a bit half than the export is in the European Union, and the rest is shared between mostly North America and Asia. And if you look at Spain, we actually did investigate a bit with Florence, and it's interesting to see that actually the commercial balance in terms of biopharma product is positive for Spain. So Spain is actually exporting something like $4.3 billion. I don't have the number in euros, but it's mostly the same to Belgium, while Belgium is only exporting 1 billion to Spain. So interesting, a lot of business going on from Spain to Belgium. So next slide is about clinical trials in Belgium. Belgium has been for quite a long time in the top 3 of number of clinical trial authorization in Europe. Just to give you a number, 630 application in 2022. It's quite specific in terms of clinical trials. Even if you have a diversified range, we see that 20% of all oncology clinical trials conducted in Europe are done in Belgium. We also have many clinical trials in Belgium about rare diseases. And this is thanks to the expertise of our regulatory authorities on the one hand, and on the other hand, on the expert and richness of the clinical network. And it's interesting to see that biopharmaceutical companies are actually very active in the clinical trial field, and around 80% of all applications come from the industry. I should say that I don't have the latest figures, but Spain is doing very well in terms of clinical trials. And I think that it might even be larger than Belgium for the last year. So let's see, and congrats to Spain on that. Now let's zoom on Wallonia. Wallonia, south of Belgium, mostly French-speaking. We are 3.5 million inhabitants, so a bit more than Galicia. 5 universities and a rich, vibrant life sciences industry. It represents almost 20,000 direct jobs plus 45 indirect jobs. So we are almost close to 55, 60,000 jobs. We have the presence of global international leaders such as GSK, Takeda, UCB, who have actually a significant activity R&D in Wallonia. We have many innovative biotech and medtech small and medium companies. It represents more than 30% of the Walloon exports, and we'll come back on the other points a bit later. So let me introduce you to Biowin, the health cluster of Wallonia. The cluster was founded in 2006, and they have one main mission, is to stimulate innovation, support for the growth, the economic growth of the sector, of the industry, by encouraging the collaboration between the different stakeholders of the industry. So the companies, of course, but also university, academic, research institute, hospitals, government, and very important in that field, the capital providers. Almost 250 members. Some of them are large companies, so very structuring for the industry, but also many smaller innovative companies. There are labs and research units from the 5 universities of the region and several research centers who are active in the life sciences / health sector. What Biowin proposes is actually research and innovation project, and those projects have to be collaborative. So if you're a company in the region, you have to work with another company and with a research center or an academic partner if you want your project to get funded. So it's a way to promote collaboration between the stakeholders. They also help on other challenges that the members can face, such as funding and grow. We work together with Biowin on the international development of the companies. There's a specific initiatives around talent. I will come back to that later. And of course, to promote the ecosystem. You see that there are 3 main domains in the health sector. One is biotech and pharma in general, and it includes also radiopharma, which is quite important in Belgium and Wallonia. You have medtech, so all the medical devices and in vitro diagnostics, and of course digital health, which is essential in the 21st century. So about innovation in biotechnology, Wallonia is home to quite diversified range of biotech companies in domains such as advanced therapies, so cell and gene therapy, regenerative tissue, but also vaccines, innovative small molecules, and as I said before, radiopharma. You can see that looking at the map of Wallonia, there are many entities active in R&D, in manufacturing. The total private investment in life science small company in Wallonia actually reached over 4 billion euros cumulative in 2021, and we did a benchmark and we compared to other countries. We saw that we attracted 2.5 more VC investment per capita, so in biotechnology compared to similar countries or region. And this growth of innovative companies can be done also through public investment companies that are located in different places in the region and that are specialized in the domain of biotech and health technology in general. Another specific characteristic of Wallonia is that it's a powerhouse in terms of biomanufacturing. So not so much in conventional, I would say, chemical-oriented pharma production, but a lot of production in biotherapy, biomedicament. So you have large companies having their own production, such as GSK, UCB, Takeda, but we also have many CDMOs offering production and development services to other companies. And with that number of CDMOs, we actually cover a very wide range of platform and technology, from antibodies to DNA plasmids, viral vectors, mRNA, and even that's a very recent company. It just started 2 weeks ago, Exo expert in exosome therapy. We are also glad that the historical companies that are settled the production unit in Belgium and Valonia still continue to invest. We had quite significant investment from GSK, Takeda, UCB, and more recently Catalent on the Walloon territory. The way the ecosystem grows is also done through specific life sciences, biotech and medtech dedicated hubs. So in the region, we really have 4 hotspots dedicated to life sciences, each having their own specifics. Some, for example, as Leisure Park, are connected to an hospital. But maybe the difference to other science parks that you can find everywhere in Europe is that it's mostly dedicated to the life sciences, with a real interaction between the members of this hub. We also have in the south of Belgium another spot mostly dedicated to clinical research and development. We have the Biopark in Charleroi, south of Brussels, which is very active in the cell and gene therapy field. And we have, close to the University of Louvain-la-Neuve, also quite close to Brussels, a new science park dedicated to biotech and deep tech, so how to use artificial intelligence in drug development and other healthcare applications. So that's for the panorama of the ecosystem in Wallonia, but it also means that we have to continue to reinforce it. And one important aspect is actually talent and training of people. So actually there are several initiatives in order to ensure that the different industrials can find the workforce that they need. We have a dedicated competence center named AptaSkill, train around 4,500 people per year, and with a quite strong job integration rate in order to fulfill the needs of the industry. We also have an initiative launched by BioWin, so the cluster, with a consortium of companies, of industrial, in order to actually list all the challenges in terms of talents and make the catalog of all the available training in order to make sure that they can facilitate the match between the needs of the industry and the actual training. And it's working quite well. We have the Solvay School of Management, who actually launched, I think it was 2 years ago, a specific training program for managers in biotech and medtech. This is as you know, that can be a quite different job from other management role due to the funding cycles and the specifics of the industry. So they are actually training the people in order to face the challenge of the industry. And in 2025, thanks to the European Resilience and Recovery Plan, we will start the European Biotech Campus. It will be in Biopark in Charleroi. And the goal is really to have one place in order to train people from all around Europe in the new trends and a state-of-the-art technique in biotech. And they will have a specific focus also on the digital process that are currently used or that will be used in production, biotechnology production. They will be operational in 2025. Another way to strengthen the ecosystem, as I said before, is public and private funding. So the public investment organizations are very important. The funding support can take different forms. It can be through acquisition of shareholdings, or it can be through granting of loans that can be convertible, non-convertible, subordinated or non-subordinated. This is very important to have this network investor in the region in order to ensure the growth of the companies. And another way to continue to develop the ecosystem is through projects, strategic projects that are actually partly funded by the private industry and partly funded by the government. So as an example, recently Bioin and the Wallonia government announced an innovation partnership project around ATMP, so Advanced Therapy Medicinal Product, with an 81 million budget over 3 years dedicated to R&D in the domain. And the name of this project is Advancing Together, because it links 21 companies, 4 universities, and 1 research center around gene therapy, cell therapy, and new therapies such as exosome and phage therapy. The approach here is not only to make R&D, but to make sure that the whole value chain will be in place for those developments so that they can reach the market or the clinical research as quickly as possible. So really a great project. And I would like to finish with one example, an example of a Spanish company. It was founded near Barcelona in 2011. They are now clinical stage biotech. They have developed an innovative molecule for the treatment of severe orphan genetic disease of the central nervous system. So some years after their start in 2018, they decided to expand internationally, and they were in contact with several Belgian investors, either regional one or even national one. And they managed a fundraising, and they decided to create a subsidiary in Biopark in Charleroi. And this Belgian subsidiary carries out the activities of the companies in preclinical studies, toxicology, biomarker research, and the R&D of their molecule, but in new orphan indications. And it's still a small subsidiary, but several R&D positions were recruited, and it's very complementary to what the company in Barcelona is doing. And by preparing this presentation, I checked the latest news from Minorix, and actually they got the FDA authorization last year for phase 3 clinical trial of the molecule. So they're doing really great. And actually, we're coming to the last slide of my presentation. We will be at Bio Europe Spring in Barcelona in a bit more than 1 month. We will have something like 20 delegates companies coming with us. So if you're there, please come to our booth. We'll be very happy to welcome you. And maybe you have reserved, we will organize also a presentation of the opportunities of the Belgium and Walloon life sciences ecosystem in parallel during the lunchtime of the second day of the spring. So maybe you received an invitation, because that will be on invitation only. If you might be interested, feel free to contact Florence and let us know about your interest. So thank you very much for your attention. And if you have questions, yes, please shoot.
Thank you very much, Mehdi. I imagine that this was very interesting for many of our attendees here. You have an excellent ecosystem, and actually there's a lot of you have displayed a lot of business opportunities and collaborations. It's good to know that Spain is so active exporting to Belgium, and well, this is a good example of the good flow that there is between the two countries. You have shown a lot of interesting areas such as biomanufacturing, the huge investment that is carried out in Belgium, also the excellence in premises, talent management, and the public support, which is very important to, especially for the first phases of the company. So I see some similarities with Galicia, and hopefully we can exchange more work together. Also, thank you very much for the example of Minorix. It's an excellent reference for future companies to go there. So we are now opening 5 to 10 minutes slot for questions and answers from the audience. So please feel free to jump in directly, or if you wish to just write on the chat and take advantage of the presence of Mehdi and Florence here. Don't be shy. You can also address them directly through their emails. I'm gonna write them on the chat. So if you prefer to ask them something directly, please feel free to. Also take into consideration the presence in BioEurope Spring in this business lunch. I know that some Galician companies will be there, so we are very happy that can join. If there are no questions so far, I'm gonna make you a little question, Mehdi or Florence. So you will have to summarize what will be two main aspects you think could be of interest for a Galician company to choose Valonia, either for collaborative projects, access to market, or even open a subsidiary. So what will be the highlights if you have to sum them up?
Okay, thank you, Daniel. The highlights, it really depends on the goal and the ambition of a company and the profile of a company based in Galicia. So you said collaborative project, subsidiary, and access to market. So I think, so if we go at collaborative project, I really believe that the key point here would be technology. Either this company has a technology that makes sense, that bring added value to other companies or research centers in Wallonia. So that's a that's a first way to go. Or the other way is actually looking at the different technologies that are available in Wallonia, so how you can accelerate your development or actually complement the technologies in order to come with a better offer to the market. That would be the other thing. Actually, if we take the example of developing in Wallonia, so as we see the example of Minorix, who created in a subsidiary, I really believe that the main interest will be twofold. It will be R&D, so there are many interesting, strong incentives, tax regarding R&D. So that would be one thing, and that's actually why Minorix decided to come. of course, clinical. If you want to continue to develop your product and expand your clinical trial, I think that Belgium and Wallonia is a good location for this. And also it might be easier. It also depends on the logistics, the specific logistics of your product, but it might be easier in order to reach other regions of Western Europe. And then in terms of access to markets, so as I said, Belgium is not a big market, but it's also, we also have a strong health system. So if you manage to find the right partner, the right distributors, or you can really have a good settlement in Belgium. And as I was saying on one of my first slides, it's also a good gateway to other markets. As the fact that we are so small, we really have to turn to our neighbors and beyond. So it also means that all the logistic transport companies are there. So that would be another thing that could be of interest for Galician companies.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm sure that soon we will have something to announce for sure. Any question from the audience? Not yet. Okay, so yeah, please bear in mind that you can directly address them, or through us, we will be happy to connect you to Florence or Mehdi. Perhaps it's not today to have the question or inquire about Belgium, but you know that we are linked to them and will be easy in the future to reach out. So if you don't have any questions, I'd like again to thank a lot Mehdi and Florence for joining us today, for helping us to organizing this webinar, and see you very soon in Barcelona. And let's keep in touch. Thank you also to the audience for joining us today. Have a great day.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you soon.